Today we shall be learning about various pavement distresses, problems and causes associated with it and repair methodology. Firstly, coming to alligator or fatigue cracking. A series of interconnected cracks caused by fatigue failure of bituminous surface under repeated traffic loading. As the number and magnitude of loads become too great, longitudinal cracks begin to form. After repeated loading, these longitudinal cracks connect, forming many-sided, sharp-angled pieces that develop into a pattern resembling the back of an alligator or crocodile. Now let us see problem associated with this failure. Roughness, indicator of structural failure, and cracks allow moisture infiltration into the base and subgrade, eventually results in potholes and pavement disintegration if not treated. Now let us see problem caused. Inadequate structural support for the given loading, which can be caused by many things. A few of more common ones are decrease in pavement load supporting characteristics, increase in loading, that is pavement is being loaded more heavily than anticipated in design, inadequate structural design, that is pavement was designed too thin for the anticipated loads, or poor construction. Now let us see how this distress can be repaired. A fatigue cracked pavement should be investigated to determine the root cause of failure. Any investigation should involve digging a pit or coring the pavement to determine the pavement structural makeup, as well as determining whether or not subsurface moisture is a contributing factor. Once the characteristic alligator pattern is apparent, repair by crack sealing is generally ineffective. Fatigue crack repair generally falls into one of the following categories. Small localized fatigue cracking indicative of loss of subgrade support. For small localized fatigue cracking indicative of loss of subgrade support, remove the cracked pavement area, then dig out and replace the area of poor subgrade and improve the drainage of the area if necessary. Patch over the repaired subgrade. Large fatigue crack areas indicative of general structural failure. For large fatigue cracked areas indicative of general structural failure, place an HMA overlay, that is bituminous overlay, over the entire pavement surface. This overlay must be strong enough structurally to carry the anticipated loading, because the underlying fatigue cracked pavement is most likely contribute little or no strength. This overlay must be strong enough structurally to carry the anticipated loading. Coming to the next distress, bleeding. Bleeding is a film of asphalt binder on the pavement surface. It usually creates a shiny, glass-like reflecting surface that can become sticky when dry and slippery when wet. Problem associated with this is that there is loss of skid resistance whenever wet. Bleeding occurs when asphalt binder fills the aggregate voids during hot weather or traffic compaction and then expands onto the pavement surface. Since bleeding is not reversible during the cold weather or periods of low loading, asphalt binder will accumulate on the pavement surface over the time. Likely causes of this distress are excessive asphalt binder in the bituminous mix, excessive application of asphalt binder during BST application, or low air void content. Now let us see various repair mechanisms. Following repair measures may eliminate or reduce the asphalt binder film on the pavement surface, but may not correct the underlying problem that caused bleeding. Minor bleeding can often be corrected by applying coarse sand to blot up the excess asphalt binder. Major bleeding can be corrected by cutting off excess asphalt with a motor grader or removing it with a heater planer. If the resulting surface is excessively rough, resurfacing may be necessary. Thank you.